Asylum status is a form of humanitarian protection offered by the United States. Raju Law, one of the top immigration law firms in the USA, is your trustful address for any assistance and advice regarding immigration to America. To know more, dial the number shown on your screen.
Hello, everybody. I welcome to our show today. We do not have any other host today. I'm going to host and also present about M1 visa, M visa, and after that, I will give you latest immigration update. And if you have any question, you can ask question in our Facebook or other social media from where you are watching this show, and I will be able to answer it. So let's start the presentation. Okay, thank you. So today we are going to talk about M visa. So many of you already know that there are three major visa categories for international students coming to America. One is F visa, one is M visa, another one is J visa. So today we're going to talk about M visa, which is very significantly different from F visa. So many of you don't know about M visa, so I think this presentation will be very good for you. Next slide, please. So the M visa is a non-immigrant visa category for vocational or non-academic program in the United States. So here, remember one thing: non-immigrant visas, like all other student visa like F or J, this is also a non-immigrant visa, but this M visa is for vocational or non-academic programs. F visa is more of a academic programs, and J1 is like a more of a exchange visitor kind of program, but M is a vocational or non-academic programs. Next slide, please. So what are the criteria for eligibility for M1 visa? You must be accepted into a US SEVP approved vocational or technical school. So remember, there are some vocational or technical schools in America, they are not SEVP approved. You must be accepted. You must get admission to a SEVP approved vocational or technical school. Number two, proof of sufficient funds. So a lot of people ask me, what is a sufficient fund? What amount would be good for M1 visa approval? So usually the total expense of the study, total expense of the program. So let's say, just for like a rough idea, let's say $20,000 is the total cost of the training, vocational training you're going to get under this category, plus total living expense in that area for the entire period. So I'm giving you an idea. Let's say you are coming to America to get training as a pilot, and the pilot school training program for the entire course is $25,000, plus let's say you are going to stay in New York City, and the living expense for 1 year or the entire period of education is, let's say, $20,000. So 20,000 plus 25,000, $45,000. You must have $45,000 in your or your immediate relatives' bank account. That is a sufficient fund. Number three, non-immigrant intent, meaning that when they will ask you question about your future plan in the embassy, you must say that you go back to your home country and do your job in your home country. Never tell that you want to be in America, because if you express your intent to be in America after your education, that's immigrant intent, and that may deny your visa. So please remember that it is a non-immigrant visa. You must have non-immigrant intent. Next slide, please. All right. A lot of people ask us question like, when I will be in America under M1 visa, am I eligible to get employment? The answer is yes. However, M1 visa's requirement for employment is very significantly different from F visa categories, F1 visa categories. So many of your friends may be in America under F1 visa, and their requirement for employment authorization is significantly different. There is no OPT, CPT, OPT extension. None of those are applicable under M1 visa. So let me go through this. So vocational students in America in M1 non-immigrant status may only accept employment if it is part of a practical training program. Remember, practical training program related to your field of study. After they complete their course of study, again, after they complete your study, you cannot get employment until your course of study is complete. What is the process? The process is you request practical training to your DSO. First, you request your opportunity for practical training to your DSO. DSO recommends that yes, you are eligible to apply for this. Then you file Form I-765, Employment Authorization to USCIS. Remember, this is not about OPT. OPT automatically comes after F1. Under M1, it does not. So you have to submit Form I-765 to USCIS. Then USCIS will approve it, and you will receive a EAD card. OPT does not have come with EAD card. Sometimes it does, but for M1, you must receive a EAD card. Once you have a EAD card, then DSO report to SEVP that you got an employment card, and now you're going to get employment through some company, practical training. So this is a very specific process, which is very unlike than F1 or J1 categories. Next slide, please. All right, so I want to tell some more important information about this. The dependents of M1 students have M2 status, which is very similar like F2, and are not eligible for employment authorization. M2 is not eligible for employment. If you are an M1 student, you may not change to F status while you are in the United States. A lot of students, they think this way, well, I'm going to America for under M1, and when I'll be in M1, I'll change my status to F status, which is not possible. So please keep in mind that you cannot do that. Next slide, please. All right. If F1 student needs, so it's just an extension of stay. Once you are in M1 status here in America, how you can extend your stay. If F1 student need more time than 1 year to finish their program or any relevant practical training, that student may request DSO to request an extension of stay. Then we'll talk about the law under which you can request for extension. So remember, you have to request your DSO to request an extension. You cannot automatically do it. Then, if an M1 is not granted the extension of stay from USCIS, the only option the student has to continue study is to depart the USA and return after receiving a new I-20 and service ID. The student must pay the I-901 service fee on the new service ID. So you can apply for extension. If your extension is not granted, there's only one option, which is go back to your home country or any other country, apply for a new I-20, pay the service fee, and then come to America. So M1 is very restricted compared to F1 because F1 has a lot of flexibility. However, M1 has some good opportunity too. Next slide, please. All right, so this is the continuation of the previous slide. So how to apply for extension? M1 may only request extension in 1 year maximum increment at a time. You can only request for 1 year increment, not long time. The cumulative time of extension that can be granted to an M1 student is limited to a period of 3 years from the M1's original start date plus 30 days. So the total number of extension can be approved is only 3 years. Unlike F1 has an unlimited time of extension, but M1 has only total 3. This 3-year maximum limit includes extension granted due to a school transfer or reinstatement to lawful status. So no matter what you do, the total number is 3. Next slide, please. Transfer to another ACVP certified school. So a lot of time when you come to America, you may see that, oh, the school you choose is not the right school, or some other reason you may want to change to another school. So there are some very limited opportunity to transfer, and there are some very restricted rules to apply. So please follow this carefully. M1 are only here, only, I highlighted this word, only eligible to transfer to another ACVP certified program within 6 months. Again, I highlighted it because you have to do that within 6 months. You cannot do after 6 months. 6 months after arrival to pursue the same learning objective. Again, I highlighted it, same learning objective, meaning, let's say you came to America to get training as a pilot, and then you decided, oh, I don't want to be a pilot, I want to be a accountant. You cannot transfer from a pilot training program to a accounting training program. It must be the same learning objective, meaning you have to be pilot. If you do not want to be pilot, you have to go back to your home country. So it has to be same learning objective, and they must receive approval from USCIS. I mistakenly put another extra S, I'm sorry for that. It's USCIS, by submitting a form I-539. Again, you cannot just go to another school and say, hey, I want to study here. No, you cannot do that. You have to submit form I-539 to USCIS, get it approved, and then you can transfer. So the short answer to a lot of people ask question, can I transfer to another school? The answer is yes. It must be ACVP certified, it must be within 6 months, it must be within same learning objective, and you have to submit a form I-539 to USCIS. So there's a lot of restriction, but it is possible. Next slide, please. So that was our presentation on M visa. Another day we'll talk about J visa, and many of you already know about F visa categories. So that's kind of a short presentation. If anybody has any question, please ask me. I'll be happy to answer. If not, I'm going to the this week's news. Latest news about immigration law. So we do not have a lot of news this week, but there are a few. USCIS changes filing location and documentation required for criteria of affirmative asylum application using Form 589. So, asylum application, America has millions of asylum applications, and every day they're receiving a lot of asylum applications. That's why recently they changes the filing location and documents required for certain affirmative asylum application. So those who are thinking of filing affirmative application, please check the latest update and follow the latest update. If you do not follow the latest update, there is a chance that your application will be returned to you, which may end up costing valuable time. So just follow the latest instruction. New flag-based PERM application form takes effect from June 1. Another very important news, those who are going to apply for EB2 or EB3, PERM is the first step, and there is a new application form taking effect from June 1. So those who are going to apply for EB2 or EB3, please make sure that your applicable form is the latest one, the ETA 9089 form. Next news, State Department suspends supporting document subject to KCC for diversity visa 2024 and onward. So those, many of you already know that not all countries are eligible for diversity visa lottery. Some countries are, and State Department is suspending documents submitted to KCC for diversity visa for 2024 and onward. So those who are going to apply for diversity visa lottery, please check the latest update and follow the latest guideline. Next news, state legislature in Florida and Texas proposes and enact harmful immigration bills. I told many times that before election and next presidential election is within the horizon, so you will see a lot of state legislature. They are going to propose bills for immigration. Also, U.S. Congress, U.S. Senate, they are going to propose a lot of bills. Please remember one thing, until any bill is approved by the president and effective by the USCIS, nothing is applicable. Any bills proposed to either federal Congress or state legislature has no impact until it is passed and effected by USCIS. So no matter how many states is doing what, it has no impact. Another very crucial information is immigration is a federal matter. No matter what state legislature is proposing, in 99.99 chance, it has no impact on immigration process. However, you will hear it from other news outlets. So I just want to, tell you about this. So that was our latest news from this week. Let me see. And since we do not have any questions at this moment, thank you very much. Sorry, there's a question. 𝗦𝘂𝘶𝗍, hello, I have a question regarding EB2 and IW. I am planning to file for the NIW through your law firm. I did my evaluation and have a 80% chance of approval as per your evaluation. Question is, your office going to assist me with the proposed endeavor? So yeah, it's a very good question. Let me tell you, NIW has a long process. We take around 35 to 45 days to complete this application, and at the end of the day, it become like a 400, 500 page document. To do this, we need a very active communication from you. We need a lot of information and document from you. We'll also do our end a lot of work. So the proposed endeavor is your statement. You have to tell us your proposed endeavor because you know better about your subject, your course of study, your future than us. So you have to do your proposed endeavor. We can only help you develop it. We will read it. If there's any scope of development, if there's any way to help you, we will do that. But at the end of the day, it's your statement. You have to draft it. If you do not know how to draft it, we have a video on proposed endeavor in our YouTube channel. I advise you to go check it out and follow it. Also, when you start working with us, we will give you sample, we'll give you template, we'll give you around 12 questions. If you answer those 12 questions, it will end up being a good proposed endeavor. But again, it's your statement. You have to draft the primary one, and we can only help you develop it. Is there any other question? I do not think there's any other questions today. Thank you very much for those who watched our video today. Have a wonderful day, and we will come back again next Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a wonderful day.
Asylum status is a form of humanitarian protection offered by the United States. Raju Law, one of the top immigration law firms in the USA, is your trustful address for any assistance and advice regarding immigration to America. To know more, dial the number shown on your screen.